Week 0 of college football is in the books. Week 1 is upon us, and we did have to wait a day, but the Associated Press did decide to show up and do their jobs on Labor Day. Oh, it's Labor Day. You mean I don't get the day off? No, you don't get the day off. Now get in there, rank 25 teams arbitrarily. I don't care. I'm still going to yell at you for not knowing anything about my team and generally hating my alma mater. We all know you're a bunch of fat idiots. You ever seen the SEC press corps? Bunch of Dick Tracy villains. This week isn't really about the good teams in college football. No, week 0, Alabama and Clemson look like they always look. Sluggish, sleepwalking giants that accidentally crush an entire village while getting up to pee. No, this week is all about those power conference teams that were just lazy enough to lose to a team you didn't know existed in a game you didn't know they were playing. But one team always stands out above the rest to do something truly and uniquely pathetic that we may remember for years. Past winners include Michigan. Ah yes, who could forget that time that Michigan's entire defense decided to get faced the night before an 11 a.m. kickoff and then lose to Appalachian State? Who could forget that time Virginia Tech lost to Temple? Or that time Virginia Tech lost to James Madison? Or the time Virginia Tech lost to Old Dominion? So, who are the lucky princesses to win the pageant this year? Let's meet our contestants! First up, we have the University of Tennessee. They lost to Georgia State, most notable for being in Georgia. This marks the worst defeat in Volunteer history since Phil Fulmer lost to Wyoming, effectively ending his coaching career. Next up, we have the Ole Miss Rebels. They lost to Memphis. Of course, nothing helps race relations in the South like watching a team from Memphis beat a team most notable for its pretentious white people who refuse to let go of very racist slavery-associated symbols, let's just say. Let's just say slavery-associated symbols. The South may rise again, but not faster than Hugh Freeze, who has been recovering from a vasectomy for approximately 6 months now. Still in a hospital bed, and still at liberty. Hugh Freeze may not be your coach anymore, Ole Miss, but that doesn't mean I still won't make fun of you for once having Hugh Freeze as your head coach. What? Arkansas can't live down Bobby Petrino. You think you're gonna live down Hugh Freeze? No, you're gonna have to wear that one for a while. And Houston Nutt, we both share that one. So, just 2 Southern schools doing really, really poorly. And finally, to top off this Southern Fried Sunday, is a big ol' heaping of Midwestern exceptionalism, known as Mizzou football. Mizzou got Wyoming whiplash faster than Gary Pinkel at a DUI checkpoint. You know what calms your nerves when you see a DUI checkpoint? A jumbo glass of wine. Wyoming? Seriously? Wyoming? Wyoming. You're gonna lose to Wyoming. Wyoming's not even a real state. Wyoming is basically just extra Colorado. If something ever happens to this fine state that I live in, all we have to do is just copy and paste Denver over, and then we're good to go. Literally no one lives there right now. You lost to a school where no one lives. Well, Tennessee is the only program relevant enough for this loss to really be significantly embarrassing for them, so Tennessee is our victors, but that's not the only reason. There's also this. At halftime, a band member passed out on the field in the middle of a routine. Probably a trumpet player. Dude, there's like 120 people on the field. Sound travels in the stadium. You don't have to blow that hard. Somebody tell him he doesn't have to blow that hard. But even worse, the band just played over him. No, this is halftime of a football game. We cannot stop these most momentous proceedings. They're far too important. All of these people in the stands need our entertainment. All of these people who got stuck watching all the stuff while the important people got up to pee and do drugs in the bathroom. No, these people staring aimlessly at their phones, or worse yet, don't have a phone for some reason and are just staring off into nothingness. These people need our entertainment. And only we can provide it, and we only have 20 minutes to do so. So, making sure someone's still alive, a little bit lower on the priority list. You are the king of Week 0 2019, Tennessee. Congratulations. Although we're not naming the trophy after you, that's definitely Virginia Tech. Jesus, Frank, there's going to be an entire wing in the Hall of Upsets just devoted to Virginia Tech. Feeling bad about your program? Need a lift? Need an upset? Dial an upset. 1-800-HOKIES. Oregon is the only ranked team this week with a loss. after they got Bo Nixed on 2 plays late after generally controlling the game throughout. As per the NCAA's agreement with Nike, Oregon must remain ranked for at least the first 3 weeks. Look, Nike has a lot of product to move, in particular some Oregon Ducks themed bridesmaids dresses, or maybe some bridesmaids dresses themed Oregon Ducks uniforms. I'm not sure which one. Could be either at this point. They got about 250,000 of those units to push. They got to move some product. So Oregon's required to be ranked until at least the end of next quarter. As for Auburn, and this is the most Auburn way to win a football game, after 3.5 quarters of looking like dog, Bo Nix channeled the ghost of his dead father and then threw a touchdown pass that looked exactly like the one his dead father threw in that game in 1993. The ghost of his dead father. Absolutely 100% dead father of Bo Nix. After an impressive win over some team, Nebraska takes on Colorado, who was last seen beating up on their in-state little brother. This game is in Boulder after the Buffs beat Nebraska on the road early last season. But since then, Colorado has fired their head coach after losing the last 7 consecutive games of the season, and Nebraska is now selected to win the Big Ten West. Tickets are currently on sale for this game, but the free market has spoken, and Nebraska fans care more about this road game than CU fans care about this home game. Which means now that the most passionate CU Buffs fans you can find on the internet are going through something resembling the Kubler-Ross stages of grief. Texas versus LSU, a clash of top 10 programs with top 10 recruiting classes, top 10 fan bases, and top 10 coaches, one of whom is a smoke show for the ladies, and the other is Tom Herman. The Longhorns are sleek and new, and Tom Herman knows offense really well, and Sam Ehlinger is a Heisman Trophy candidate, and Matthew McConaughey is tan and back on the sidelines, even teaching classes at Texas now. Nothing could ruin this picture-perfect picture. Meanwhile, LSU is a giant, shapeless rock of muscle hurtling towards Austin, Texas, shouting all kinds of Creole gibberish. This game will include 13 total points, about 70 yards of total offense. LSU will win, and there's going to be, like 12 turnovers. Give me LSU. Afterwards, the incredulous national media will have absolutely no idea how it was mathematically possible that Texas would lose a game everyone was watching. Texas A&M versus Clemson. Deep in the heart of South Carolina, there's a cave. And in that cave is Osama bin Dabo. And the SEC has sent in SEAL Team Texas A&M to deal with Osama bin Dabo. Will they be successful? I have no idea, but I'm going to move away from this analogy before I make myself and anyone else watching this too uncomfortable. And if anyone knows how to beat Clemson, it's Jimbo Fisher, who used to play Clemson on the reg when he was at Florida State, back when he had a lot more hair and a lot more wife. Clemson is going to beat Texas A&M by so many points they'll literally think it was any other time in their program's history. Seriously. Texas A&M has been getting boat raced by really everyone since the beginning of their program's history. That's not to say that Texas A&M hasn't occasionally been a very good team, but they've always gotten boat raced, even when they're good. They once lost by like 67 points to Oklahoma, who wasn't even trying that hard. Texas A&M has been getting boat raced since the dawn of mankind, which, according to Texas A&M, was whenever Texas was ratified as a state. So I'm going to say 1845. Is that right? Make sure to watch Trevor Lawrence, and don't forget about all of his amazing tools and weapons and awesome hair. That's going to be fun. He threw a couple of picks versus Georgia Tech last week, but yeah, it's okay. I don't think he'll be throwing picks this week. Be fun to find out. And if you enjoy watching Texas A&M get the kicked out of them as much as I do, this is Much Watch TV.